Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Married at First Sight. This is season 12, episode 3, and it was titled Nice to Marry You. Alright, y'all, before I jump into this recap review, if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button along with the share button. Alright, y'all, so let's just jump into this episode. Okay. Chris is trash. So, oh God. Let's get into it, y'all. So, it opens up where it left off last week with Paige and Chris getting married. So, we see him talking about he wants to be initially attracted to her and stuff like that. And then we see him say, oh shit, okay? And then he got like this uncomfortable smile. So you can tell the smile is fake. I was like, that is the fakest smile I have ever seen in my life. Like he like it was just fake. And I was just like, OMG, is he trying to really tell me he not attracted to her? But the dad was like, oh, she is gorgeous, she is beautiful, or whatever, his dad. So I was like, okay, so they kind of sort of know what he liked, because last week they was like, if she ugly or something, then it's going to be a problem, yada, yada, yada. So I was like, all right, well, if the dad approved, then maybe he approved. Maybe he just nervous or whatever. So, they start, doing the whole, this is what his family wants you to know, her family wants you to know, yada, yada. So they want him to know that she's Christ conscious, passionate, intentional, a risk taker. She adapts very fast, and she is fast because she ran track. She holds the 200 meter or something. I don't know nothing about track. And she hopes that he doesn't snore, and she likes coffee or something. So then she also loves hard. So then his family wants her to know that he's a hard worker. He's trying to build an empire. He likes nice things, name brand, luxurious cars. I'm like, what? It was just starting off bad. So then he say he wants to spoil her, but and at the end he loves God and family. What? But anyway, so was that in the vows? Oh yeah, and then he's open to the idea of a honeymoon baby. This was in what they was trying to. I said what? So then, and he's full of passion and a dreamer. First of all, why would your family? What? So it just started off wrong. Okay. So then, they do their vows and stuff, and she, first he says, "Where have?" His vows started off like, where have you been? And I want us to be covered in prayer, and I vow to do all these things. So I was thinking to myself, because I'm a little shady and stuff, I was like, was in the vows he wrote to his ex-fiance? He just put Paige's name on there. I don't know. Y'all let me know. But anyway, she says she prays for great things, prays for the happily ever after, and she's happy that God brought them together. He acting, they did the regular vows, and then he acting all shy, like he don't really want to kiss her, or he acting like he polite. But just 2 seconds ago, you said you wanted a honeymoon baby. What? So, he asking, he kissed her on the lips and stuff like that. She says yes. Everybody excited they married. So she is excited. He tells her that she looks beautiful. So I'm like, oh, okay, he thinks she beautiful. She pretty and beautiful or whatever. Of course he likes her shape and stuff. We already knew that. And they're over there talking near the champagne and whatnot. And so she's like, that affinity necklace that you gave me, look at my tattoo, like we was just made in heaven and stuff like that. And then he asked like what kind of work she does and stuff, and she says she's an accountant, and she was like, we're gonna have to talk about them spending habits because they need to be discussed, sir. And she asked him what he does. So he tells her like he's the youngest franchise owner of a business and stuff like that. If y'all saw my spoilers video, you know which business he's talking about. And he says that he's closing on his first house. Now he flips houses or something like that. And he said he got his first tattoo. Because she said, well, he asked her how many tats she has. She said 3. She said, well, how many do you have? He said 1. And she was like, oh, okay, what do you got? So it was like a scripture or whatever, but just the chapter and the verse. And so she was like, oh wow, when did you get that? He said a couple days ago. She said, oh wow, what made you get that? He said because his ex-fiance, they got their names tattooed on each other. So he had to get that covered up a few days ago. Okay, so a few days ago, sir. How long in advance did they know they was getting married? Y'all, if you watch my other video, my spoilers, stuff like that, he was still engaged up until June. The weddings was in August for this show. So when you stopped being engaged to that lady, you couldn't have took the, at that time, you had to do it 2 days before. Somebody make that make sense for me, okay? And so then she says, oh, okay. Interesting. So then he asked her about a dog, or she asked, do you like dogs? And he was like, oh, yeah, what kind of dog do you have or whatever? So she said she got a little Yorkie or something. And he was like, oh, wow, yeah, my ex, she had a Yorkie. Nobody asked about your ex, sir. All you had to do is say, oh, okay, those is cute little dogs. Like, what you talking about your ex for? And then he tells her that he was engaged to somebody a couple months ago. And so she like, oh, okay, that's it. So you could tell on her face, like, what is he doing here? Like, you could tell that was like all written on her face, but she ain't want to say all that. So he like, this is, no, what'd she say? Well, we'll have, because I think she said, well, do you have any baggage there or anything? And he was like, no, I don't really have any baggage there. I'm happy where I'm at right now. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. So she annoyed about the whole comparing her with the ex and stuff like that. And she's like, well, we definitely need to have a conversation about this engagement, this prior engagement, because I want to know like what was going on with that. And so then she says it's like a yellow flag and stuff. And but he wants to make her aware of what was going on or whatever. And then, like I said, he said he was happy. And I'm like, the lies, sir. You can tell on your face that you just uncomfortable, but you just like her or want to move ahead because you want babies and she got a fat ass. Like, let's be real with it. Anyway, we see Haley and Jacob. And child, I could not get a good read on Jacob at this wedding. They toasted champagne and the thing. They had mimosas up there and all this other stuff. Jacob and his friends was eating pizza. He was already, child, he was ready, okay? I said, damn, did he come to the hotel with a suit on? Because he was ready, child, okay? So they popping champagne in there. She drinking mimosas. And she used to being a bridesmaid and not a bride. So she trying to get used to that. Jacob calm. He ready, like I said. Before she get down to the altar and stuff, she got to take a shot. Dad like, look, the door right here. We got to run the door right here. Okay, just let me know. I got the keys in my pocket. We can dip out. She was like, yeah, I know, but I'm going to get us a chance and stuff like that. So the dad, he give her like this little pep talk and stuff, and then they go down. So, like I said, I couldn't get a good read on Jacob. It was like, maybe he was just nervous or something. But every time the officiant would say something, and it was supposed to be like funny or whatever, he would just be like, I was like, do he like her? Like, what is the read? Because he said he likes somebody with big noses and stuff. So she'll have a big nose. So I was like, well, is he not attracted to her? Like, what is going on? I could not get a good read on him. But her things was she likes vacations. She likes wines. She likes wine. She likes dogs. His was, he may look like a meathead on the outside, but inside he's a lovable nerd. He loves dogs, DIYs, joking, retro 80s and stuff. And she was just like, Like, you could just tell. The more they talked, the more she was just like, oh God, what am I getting into? And so I was like, this is real awkward. If they don't speed this up, because I am uncomfortable. And a child, he started reading his vows. He done lost his place. I said, do he need like a bookmark or a piece of paper underneath each line so he don't lose his place? Because if he don't come on, so he finally got through the vows and stuff. She read her vows. Then it was time, to do the kiss and stuff. And so he did like a pause, and I was like, well, he's scared to kiss her. So then he ended up giving her like this big kiss and stuff. So then they was married or whatever. They chatting over champagne. She tells the 101 in her 101, she says that he's quirky and stuff. He said he likes her vibe and he's attracted to her. Then when they were chatting, he told her that he eats steak and eggs all the time and stuff. And she was like, oh yeah, we're not doing that. Okay. And she was telling him how she likes adventure and jumping out of planes, and she was going to be certified to do it and stuff. And he said he down, to try anything once or whatever. So that was cute. Then it was photo time. Chris and Paige pictures, they was what they was. They was what they was. Because I think he was just too busy posing like he was GQ or something. Chris irritates me. I don't like him. And Chris' dad, I don't like him either. Like, first of all, what was he wearing? Like, what was that suit? Like, what year is this? Like, sir. And he just like, oh, she got a nice shape, son. That was annoying. Like she is more than her shape. Like, that's all you see is her fat ass. That's so annoying to me. But the dad gave me pervy vibes, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the way he was talking to her at the reception. We're gonna get into that. I just didn't like him. And Chris, he all laughing and giggling like it was a joke when the dad was like, I'm just gonna keep it real. She got a nice shape. I was just like, that's like, why? I didn't like it. Paige, she said she felt disconnected. She was over there talking to her friends, and she was saying like she felt disconnected from him. And her friend, the one with the locks, she was saying like, don't worry, y'all just strangers, so don't worry about it. It's probably nerves and stuff. And then she was saying like, well, he was reading from the paper. He seemed to be reading from the paper. It wasn't like, I said, girl, was he supposed to memorize it? Like, get it together. But he should have. He was, never mind. So they like, well, he was waiting for hours, girl. He was just, he was just waiting a long time and stuff. Don't worry about it, just calm down and stuff. So, like I said, he was taking pictures with his friends and stuff. His dad and them was laughing and stuff, and she feels as though she was saying like she hopes that they feel more connected. Maybe she can talk to him some more, and she'll feel like they can have like a better connection or whatever. And she just hopes that the disconnect that she's feeling is just nerves or whatever. This is Haley and Jacob. The producers asking her like, what's her favorite thing about her husband so far? She couldn't answer the question, child. I said, Lord, is she not attracted to this man? Because not one time did she say she was attracted to him. I was just like, quirky is not. Yeah, okay. So they had to do pictures and stuff. Their pictures came out cute. They looked like they was laughing and having a good time and stuff like that. She said she was still in shock mode. Jacob went over there and talked to her friends and stuff. And she was like, well, I see he's giving this effort. He's trying. And so she was a little bit more comfortable with him since he engaged with her friends and stuff like that. At the receptions, they were showing everybody's receptions. So all 5 receptions and stuff like that. Chris says there are a great match on paper. They are sitting at the tables. Yeah, at the tables at the front. So we see Haley and Jacob. She basically telling about how much she traveled and how she liked to travel and stuff like that. What else happened, child? She said how much she traveled. He said he just got a passport. I said, Jesus. She was saying like the only person she lived with was her brother. He said the only people he lived with was, well, not people. The only things he lived with was the dog. So, Chris and Paige was dancing and talking, because you know they do that first dance and stuff like that. They was dancing and chatting and stuff like that, and she was telling him like she was low maintenance, and he seemed to not believe her. I was just like, why she can't be low maintenance? If she take care of herself, she ain't into all that glitz and glamour and stuff like that. What's wrong with that? But he seemed to didn't believe her. So then they sitting at the table, Chris and Paige, and she asking him what made him move from, I guess, Florida to Atlanta. Child, he was like, because I was homeless. Her face was like, what? So he got to run down his whole resume. I was homeless, this, and then I had to get my first check, and then I did this. And so, I mean, I guess he had to explain it to her so she could know, because, you know, they just met and stuff. But she seemed to be uninterested in it, or just kind of like taken aback. And so he was saying like God humbled him, he made him homeless to humble him and stuff. And then his first check was 12 grand. And so then he got his apartment and stuff. She seemed like she was bored. I don't know. Maybe I was reading it wrong, but she seemed like she was bored. And then she asked about the engagement story. He's about, well, you got time? Fool, we married now. I got nothing but time. Speak. Hello. And so he didn't trust her and she didn't trust me. Child, I believe he was cheating. And then I believe he was cheating because he said she wasn't giving him the attention, and he had his friends and stuff like that. I think he was cheating, so therefore she ain't trust him. So when he cheating, he like, oh, well, I'm cheating, so maybe she cheating, so then he didn't trust her. I think that's what it is. Typically, that's how it go. They doing dirt, so they think you doing dirt because they doing dirt, so you all suspicious and stuff like that. I said from the gate that I believe he was cheating, and I still believe he was cheating. That's why the engagement was broke off or whatever like that. And then he said his ego used to be bad, but he don't have a big ego no more. I was like, what? Because all I see is ego when you talk, sir. And then he asked her, is she a virgin? And then he asking about her high sex drive. And she's just like, I'm not answering that question. He was like, well, I answered all your questions. You can't answer mine. And she was like, well, if I'm comfortable with somebody, then yeah, but... And then so he gonna tell her he fasted, and I'm thinking, okay, he's saying he fasted and was getting prepared, you know, getting mentally prepared. So, child, he's talking about something. He fasted, and when he fasted, he didn't masturbate or anything like that. So he didn't do. I said, what? And so then he asked, was she on birth control? I said, this fool. So before I said he just wanted to check it off the box, he just wanted to check a kid off the box. He just wants somebody to carry his name. That's all he wants. That's all he wants a woman to be married to carry his child and carry his name. Like, you don't have to be married to do that, sir. You do realize this. Like, hello? So I didn't like it. And then the dad, Chris dad, he get up there with his bad suit on, talking about some him and his son, when Chris was growing up, him and his brother had started some kind of small business and stuff, and he always knew he was going to be successful. I was like, where is he going with this? Because I'm so sick of Chris talking about money, and I'm so sick of everybody. Like, let it go. And so he says he prayed to God to let somebody in his life, and that's where you come in that page. And then he asked, well, God, you sent me somebody to be in his life, so I'm just asking for this little prayer. Can you, because I'm ready for a Chris and a Christina. They just got married 2 minutes ago. Sir, what? I was like, if he don't sit down somewhere. So then they throwing the bouquet, whatever however you want to say it. And then they tossing the garter belt. They eating cake, smashing cake in the face and stuff like that. And that was time for everybody to meet, like the friends, the family and stuff like that. So Brianna and Vince, he's meeting her dad. He pleads, he's saying like he gonna be there for Brianna and stuff like that, and he wants the best for Brianna and stuff like that. And so the dad was just like, okay, well, I want the best for my daughter, and I'm going to, leave it up to you to give her the best and stuff and be by your word and whatnot like that. And, I'm dad, so if you ever want to talk or you want to reach me or something like that, just hit me up. I'm here whenever. So Bree, she's talking to her friend, and she says she's relieved. She says she really likes him. She wants to learn everything about him. She says she feels comfortable. She says she wants to take his last name soon. I was like, okay, girl. And they looked like they had a really good time at their reception. Vincent was chatting with her friends, and they was asking about sex and stuff, and he was saying he just want to wait. So I was like, oh, that's so cute. So then Haley and Jacob, she meeting his friends, and Jacob meeting her brother and her family. Child, all she want to talk about is traveling. That's all she was talking about is traveling. And Jacob, all he wanted to talk about is his house, how he renovated it, put a beach in the backyard, put a sauna, a jacuzzi back there. I said beach, jacuzzi, sauna. He said something else, 80s frame house, and child, that's all he talked about was that house. That's all he talked about. I was like, okay. And then at the end, he did say he wanted to go shooting or hunting with the brother or something like that. I was like, Lord. Virginia and Eric. Virginia friends want to ask Eric what his intentions are with her. And she was telling his friends that she leaked everything. And his friends was saying, like, any old movie, anytime at home, popcorn on the couch, chilling, cuddled up and stuff like that. He's with that. And she was saying, oh, she likes to go everywhere. She likes to party. She likes to do live shows, yada, yada, yada. They was like, yeah, that party and stuff, that's not going to be him. He's like a quiet at home dinner type thing. So you could tell her face was like, But I mean, she could still go out and party with her friends. Eric went to go meet her mom. I said, what is them purple stripes? And I had saw the purple stripes before, but I didn't want to say nothing. I was just like, what? Oh, okay, mama. Okay, you trying to be hip. I see you. But he was telling her that he was going to take care of her daughter. And he was just saying like how beautiful she was, how lively she was and stuff like that. And he was telling us, which I thought was real strange. He said that this was his first wedding, which I don't find that strange because, justice of the peace, whatever like that. So he was saying like this is his first wedding. He never had like a big wedding or anything like that. He didn't wear a ring. He told us that last episode. But he said he didn't say I do to anybody. And I was like, huh? Eric, what? I was like, now I got married many moons ago at the Justice of the Peace. And I believe I said I do. I mean, it was like 20 years ago. I don't recall. But I think I said I do at that time. So what kind of wedding did Eric have? Y'all let me know then. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it out. And then Paige and Chris. So she sat down with his parents, child. And the dad, I'm telling y'all, now I know I'm not the only one, but the dad was giving me such creeper vibes. And then the way he kept licking his lips and stuff, and I was like, what is he made me uncomfortable. He like really made me uncomfortable. She was saying like she finds what's the boy named Chris ambitious and handsome, and the dad was saying like he thinks that Paige is amazing and articulate, and that he was telling her that Chris is not phony, it's all or nothing. I was like, okay. And then he loves God, and she was like, okay. I was just like, child. And so the mom was giving advice saying like, don't go weeks without being angry, being angry at each other and stuff, and take your time having kids and get to know each other and stuff. Child, when she said take your time having kids, the dad looked like, what? So I'm like, what is with this whole kid thing? And then so the dad was like, my advice to you from my son, it would be, because he works hard and he comes home from a hard day and, he just wants the touch of his wife and be intimate, you know what I mean? Like intimate and stuff, and not just once in a while, not once a month, like all the time. I was like, who says this? Like, who does this? Like, what am I watching? What am I watching? So I was just like, So then and then it gets worse, y'all. So then he over there with her friends. And I'm just going to pause on for a second because I don't know who did Paige's friends' hair. But natural hair does not have to look dry and just like like the one with the real curly hair. Like her hair looked real dry. And I'm like, why? And then the other friend with the kufi thing, that looked, I said, what? Why would they do that to the friends? And then them dresses was horrible. Like, why? Why would you put your friends in those dresses, Paige? Like, that was just horrible. It was ill-fitting. It just, no. Like, no. But beyond that, he talking to her friends. And so he tells them that he was engaged this year. And so the one with the locks, I like her. I forgot her name, but I like her because she be getting in. She was like, so like this year? So he was like, yeah, just a few months ago. She was like, so are you healed to start in a new relationship or whatever? He gonna say it took him a minute to get over it, but he ready for commitment and stuff like that. Her friend with the locks was worried and stuff. And so she was like, I hope he is in this to, be married and not just to prove a point to his past. And I think that's exactly what it is. Oh, well, you ain't want to marry me? Too bad. I'm on this show. Now I'm married. Now look at me or whatever. So he says that Paige is just different from what he used to or whatever. And so they was like, well, what are you used to? He was like, well, the opposite of Paige, like a prissy girl, pretty girl. I said, wait a minute. You saying she not pretty? Because, like, the opposite of Paige, you usually date pretty girls. Like, what you saying, sir? And so he was saying, like, we look good on paper and everything, but, she not a trophy wife. No, he was saying he wanted a trophy wife. So the girl was like, well, she's a trophy wife. He was like, no, she's not really a trophy wife. And they was looking like, and he was like, I mean, she got a body of a goddess or whatever. And so then in his one-on-one, he gonna say, yeah, she got a fat ass like AZZ, And so, yeah, they was like, yeah, she do got a nice body and whatever. Everybody can see that. But, people need to look at her soul, look at her heart or whatever. And he was like, well, she's a woman that I probably need in my life, but she's not a woman that I want. And so he was like, because, marriage is more than careers and money. And then in his one-on-one, he says that he's not 100% attracted to her. He was saying like, she not ugly. But he didn't say that. But he was just like, she not, what did he say? She the opposite of being beautiful. I'm not saying she the opposite of being beautiful. I'm saying like she beautiful, but she beautiful in her own way. That's like saying you pretty for a dark-skinned girl. Are you pretty for a light-skinned girl? Are you pretty for a chubby girl? Like, what? That's a backhanded compliment. What? So then he like, our conversations are amazing and I can see that she could be my best friend, but I just need to figure out what I'm attracted to or whatever. And then somehow they talked about the honeymoon baby, and he was like, yeah, because I'm, that honeymoon baby and stuff. And he was like, well, my pullout game is strong. Clara and Ryan, they didn't even really talk too much to the family and friends, or they didn't really show them too much. The friends wanted to know if he was packing, pretty much. Virginia was talking to her friends about sex and Eric. Eric was like, yeah, I'm down for whatever. Again, Chris talking about her fat ass and talking about he went to go lift up her train, and he looked up and was like, oh, damn, like, oh, God. her friends asking about what outfit she fitting to wear. I'm like, don't worry about the outfit. Y'all need to be telling her what this fool just said to her. Like, what kind of friends is y'all? Y'all talking about what cami she gonna wear? Forget the cami. Let her know what this fool done said. But then the other friends was Paige said she was attracted to him, and then her friends was like, well, you know, he wants to have a baby and stuff, and you know, just kind of watch out on that. And then the one with the locks was like, just take your time. And that whole engagement thing kind of threw me off. And then when he was talking about a honeymoon baby, I'm like, why would you want a honeymoon baby with somebody you just met a couple hours ago or whatever? And then the other one with the little koofy thing, she was like, well, you know, he seems to have good intentions and his sense of humor is dry and inappropriate, but you know, he seems to have good intentions. I said, what Chris did she meet? Because hello. I ain't meet that Chris. And then Chris came to get Paige, talking about he coming to get his wife. And so then the one with the locks was like, when then he does stuff like that to make me like him. So I wonder what else he said off camera. Because like, child. And then it's bubbles, balloons, ribbons. They all going up to the room and stuff. They all in their suites. There's roses all on the bed, all on the floor, stuff like that. Virginia, she's still drinking. Everybody getting comfortable, you know, getting out there dressed and stuff. For the most part, all of the husbands help the wives get out there dressed and stuff like that. Clara, she in the day and going bathroom complaining about her hair, talking about how many bobby pins she got in her hair. I was like, girl, shut up. Then she go out there, she says that they have chemistry, and if you know something happens, it happens. What happened? Oh, Chris, he was saying like he's growing attracted to her, and once he saw her sleepwear, you know, he was just overwhelmed because she got a nice body and stuff. But you know, he don't think they gonna have sex tonight, but if it happens, it happens. Then Brianna, she said her husband is loving Karen, and she's, you know, ready to cuddle up with him. Haley, she ready to go to sleep. Okay. And then Virginia and Eric, they chatting and they getting comfortable with each other. She about to tongue them down in the bed. I think they gonna have sex tonight. Or whatever night that was, child. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all, when I tell you, I cannot wait for these couples to go on this honeymoon so we can see, unfortunately, this fall out with Paige. We got to pray for her, y'all, because the way Chris is going, and she seemed like such a sweet girl who just wants to be married, wants somebody to love her, wants a person, and they pair her up with this fool. Like, this just don't make no sense to me, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode down there in them comments. If y'all like this review recap, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe and notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.